everybody. Okay, I've got a few potatoes here that I'm going to dehydrate. These are yellow or golden potatoes. It's kind of a mix in here. I've got them in acidulated water to keep them from browning while they're waiting to go into this pan where I'm going to lightly boil them and get them drained and ready for the dehydrator. Now these I sliced by hand. If you have a mandolin, you can get a more even slice, but 3/8 of an inch or so. They do not have to be paper thin. So let me get some in the water, and then I'll bring you back when I'm starting to take them out. Okay, it's probably going to be a little hard to see, but see, they're just beginning to turn a little translucent, but they're not cooked. You're just trying to set the enzymes and get the starches, get them as free of starches as you can. As soon as they start turning colors a little bit, like these have, you can get them into, I'm going to put them in this little strainer. I'm at my mom's right now, and so I'm just using what she's got here. If I were home doing this, I've got, you know, more equipment to do it with, but it's okay because this will show you that even if you don't have super expensive equipment, you can dehydrate food. And this is another option to canning. Now I peeled these potatoes because I didn't want the peels on them. However, with dehydrating, it's not a safety issue if you want to leave the peels on. If these had been red potatoes, I probably would have, because red potato skins are pretty thin. You get these out, and I'm going to take them to the sink. I'm going to run cold water over them to get them cooled down and ready for the dehydrator. And I've got some more to put in the pan. So hold on just a second. Okay, I'm going to cool them down. That stops the cooking, because I don't want them cooked all the way through. I just want them softened up a little, blanched, and the starch set in them. So let me get all of them done, and I'll bring you back and show you putting them in the dehydrator. Okay, here's the first tray that I'm going to put in here. Just going to gently spread them out. Try to get them in a single layer. Now, you may be questioning why they have to be blanched first. Well, because they'll turn black. I've got too many in here. But anyway, they'll turn black if you don't. And it doesn't mean they're unsafe, but who wants to eat black potatoes? Not me. Alright, so let me get these spread out here as even as I can in a single layer. Okay, there we go. The dehydrator is loaded. This this one came from Walmart. This dehydrator did. It's called American Harvest. I think it's also, some older ones are called Nesco. It's not an Excalibur, but you know what? It still dehydrates food. Now, I'm going to let these go. They'll probably go till sometime tomorrow, until these potato chips, put that in quotes, are hard, and they'll almost sound like plastic. So I'll bring you back when I get them out of the dehydrator, because I'll have more projects I want to do. Here's the lid for it. This one has a, get it on this straight. This one has a fan in the bottom, which I like, because it forces the air up through the food. So there we go. I'm going to have to get this tray here seated a little bit better. But I'll get that going. All you do is plug it in. This one does not have an on and off switch. It's very basic. But I've got old previous videos, I think, of dehydrating anyway, and it was a very similar dehydrator, except for my old one had a thing that looked like a hairdryer that sat in the top, and some of you may have seen that. If you have this kind, you can get additional trays for it to stack it up higher. I think up to 7 high. I don't know. I'd have to check on that, and I'll put it down in the description when I find out. But anyway, So there you go. I'm going to plug it in and let her go, and I'll bring you back tomorrow for the outcome. You never guess what happened. The other dehydrator wouldn't work, and it has worked. I bought that one for my mother, previous to 2005. So I know it's really, really old, and so I guess the last few rounds I went with it were it. So I ordered one from Walmart that I could pick up immediately, or close to immediately, and it's this Presto brand electric food dehydrator, and everything. The fan and everything is in the bottom. It was after tax and stuff, it was about $44, so it's not super expensive, but I believe it'll get the job done. Now I'm ready to get it out of the box, get it washed up, and set it up. Okay. I don't know if you can read that or not. Right here, along here, it says this side up. So you start with a tray with handles where it says this side up, and you start loading your food on. Okay, on the next one, you select a tray without handles. There's no handles on this tray, and it's smooth side up, and by that they mean this side has ribs on it. So you put it on with the smooth side up and place your food on that. So I'm going to complete this process and get it started. I've got 4 trays filled in here. Some things you can pile up in a dehydrator, like frozen corn and some things like that, because they'll dehydrate just fine. But these potatoes, I like them to be laid flat on each tray. And one of the things we really like dehydrated potatoes for is to make quick, easy scallop potatoes without having to peel up a bunch of potatoes and everything and get them done. So there's the lid, the label to the lid, the instructions for the assembly. See, the trays are this way, that way, this way, that way. Then you put the lid on. And here's the instruction book. So, and it says expands up to 8 trays, so if I have to, I can order more trays for it. So let me get this plugged in. It does not have a switch. It just turns off and on with the plug. So there we go. You can hear it running. Nice. Good flow of air coming out the top. And this being a Presto brand, I have quite a bit of faith in it. Let's hope that faith is well founded. So now, I certainly will bring you back tomorrow for the results of these potatoes. Okay, these potatoes took about 12 hours to fully dehydrate. So you hear how hard they are? Very dry. Almost sound like plastic. So I'm going to get them put into a gallon bag for right now. When I get them home, I'll store them in a jar. But anyway, sound like plastic. Good and hard, and that's the way you want them. You don't want them mushy and soft. I think that's all I had to say. Anyway, so I guess I'll end this video now. How about that? It took about 12 hours for them to get dry. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm going to be doing a few more dehydrating videos. or other foods. This is just another option to store things. This is about 4 pounds of potatoes, I think. So I'll show you what it looks like when it comes into the bag. Show you what little space it takes up. Okay, conditioning. I'm going to be conditioning these in a Ziploc bag, which means some of them may be not as dry as others, so it'll balance all the moisture levels out. I'm going to watch for any sweating, any moisture in the bag before I really seal them up in anything. If I find that there's any moisture getting in the bag, then I'll run them back through the dehydrator a little bit longer. Make sure they're absolutely dry and have no danger of getting mold on them. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.